So Carol and I found this playground climbing frame. There's a few other bits down the bottom. In fact, it was free on our marketplace on Facebook. We thought we'd see it. It's seen better days, but I thought if I can just spruce this up, give it a better life, I'm sure we can sort out a few things. And then they can have, or should I say they, Zach can have some fun this spring and summer, especially through the holidays, while he's playing up here in the garden. So let's see if it's salvageable, at least have a go, and fingers crossed. Well, there we have it, all finished, made. Had to replace a few bits. You see it's got a new felt roof, but most of that cleaned up a treat actually just with the jet wash gun. Almost looking brand new actually, in fact, with the climbing frame at the back, fireman's pole, these swinging seats. So Zach and Zara are going to be well happy. Well, I knew Zach would use it, but I did not think Zara would be. Oh, she's up. Here we go. Are you going down the slide? Way! Of course, she's not scared of anything. It's a bank holiday weekend, but we ain't going to stop there because I decided, well, that's a good idea. There's so many holes in this fence up on the top. This is a bridle path. This is a public up to the top fields. So we're going to rip this out, but it's not just a simple case of replacing the panels, is it, my darling? Who needs muscle?
I need some goggles.
Oh, okay, well, I can lend you a pair of goggles. But everything is just taken off in this area. So, and I think it was fence panel on top of fence panel. It was a case of just covering up as holes came in. Rip it back, start fresh. Well, let's see how she's getting on, eh? Oh, one's in. One's in. Ah. Yeah, slight change in colour. At least we can see we've put a new panel in. But a lot of it, this brings me back to the chateau days when we were doing the ivy on the walls. And oh my word, there's ivy everywhere around here. So it's constantly digging out roots. But we're getting there. And unfortunately, that post is going to need replacing because I can see that's a bit rotten. And then that end panel. Easy job, a job that needed doing. And this is what we're dealing with. It's incredible stuff. You give it an inch, it'll take a mile. So I think the plan is rip the whole lot out, get all this side out, get the roots out at the bottom, and then I can put new posting, because that's seen better days, and get the new fence in. Job done. Not bad for an afternoon, I guess. Trouble is, now we've gone tangoed, I've realised now we're going to have to do possibly these ones as well. They're okay for the moment. I'm actually thinking we could probably get away with them this year, but next year is definitely a job. But yeah, what a difference that's made. Right, so this afternoon I've got to actually I've got lots of these 2x2 timbers. I'm just building a framework that goes across my van, but where it slots into the van, these end bits need to be circular, not square, like, if you like that. So, sorry if I come round. So I basically got to make this timber probably about 4 inches back, circular, if that actually. So it will go into with the preset holes I have to hold the timber. I don't have a lathe, not an easy way of doing it, but I have a hack that works. Now all you need, I use, is a poster tube. Now as long as I fix this piece of timber with through here and here, just to hold it in place within the middle of this poster tube, I then have the option of rotating it. And using my mitre saw, I literally can just very carefully, I can stop this, just bring it down so far, and just get it to create the diameter of the wood. I'll show you what I mean. Be a lot easier, wouldn't it? Right, so 4 screws, as you can see, at each 90-degree angle. And then basically what I'm trying to do is get it so it sits pretty much centre in the middle of the poster tube. Now, without stating obvious, but as you see, I can then just manually turn that, and hopefully, as I'm going to show you next, I can create the end bit I need. So as you see, one perfect round peg to go into my 3D print. Now, I mean, it is a case, always need another pair of hands, but it is a case of when you set your lock on your mitre saw, the obvious, it can only go down so far. And of course, just literally popping up, down, whilst you're spinning this. So you take the worst off first, and then I've got perfect peg to go in without having to mess around putting it in a lathe, etc.
Well, whilst we're on easy hacks, I might also show you, which is for me is my favourite. This one I think beats all of them actually. There's nothing worse when you need to check your fuses in your plugs, but you can't tell if they've blown. Not everyone has a multimeter, and I do quite often get a phone by friends who next time you're around, can you check if my fuse is blown? Use your phone, it's so easy. So if you put, this doesn't work on any phone, you just put your keyboard on your phone and you basically put the fuse on any number, and if it doesn't work, it's blown. If I pick up one that does work, and all I'm doing is earthing it, the same as you would if your finger was on there, but it tells you without having to get an AVO. How cool and easy is that? So everyone out there now, everyone has a phone, can check your fuses.
Where did you learn that?
Haha, it's all about earthing. It's all down to earth.
You think you're smart, don't you?
Not really. But on this time, I am.
Well, I'm a lucky boy today. I am down at Portsmouth for the Sail GP. It's just basically, if none of you know much about this, it's a Formula One in sailing. And about another 15 minutes, it's saying the wind hasn't kicked in. I was hoping a bit more sea breeze, but I'll show you some of the races now. These boats are capable of 100 kilometres an hour, so I'm not going to get that today.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Oh, a long way off the gate. Yeah, we are. Emirates is winning. So Emirates, the last British team, is that one there, and we're winning. And in a minute they're going to turn. Yeah, there we go. That speed! He's going to bring it back round for the line. I'm not even sure my windsurfer will keep up with these. Well, as you can see, our favourite sponsor, EcoFlow, who we've dealt with now, crumbs, 4 years at least, well, over 4 years. They sent us numerous battery packs, which we use constantly, and we still use them every day. Now, today they've sent me basically the Delta Pro Ultra. Now, I'll get out of the box to explain a bit more, but what I liked about this, I'm looking to convert my garage so that I can have it off the grid. I want to have a power supply in there so I can actually make that into a workshop. I haven't told Carol this yet. I'll get them out of the box, I'll put them together, and then we can talk a little bit more of how much this is really going to help me, and it could help you guys at home. Right, so I've got the unit back at the lodge now, which is where I'm intending on installing it into the garage. Let's start. First thing I have to say is whoever designed this needs a pay rise, because that is one good looking unit. It's been well thought out. So let's go through a few things. Now, the biggest thing I liked straight away is this display. Well impressed the fact that you can see that clearly. Tells you exactly all you need to know. So when you're charging, you know what input's coming into it. And when you're using it, clearly there it will explain how many watts have been pulled out of it. Now this thing will run over 6,000 watts, 6 kilowatts. And actually very shortly I'm going to have a go at trying to overload that. I really want to see what we can put on this to prove with one battery, as you see below, how much this will output. And this will actually go, you can actually have this, sorry, should I say, with 5 batteries. So you can actually go up to 30 kilowatts of output on this. Now, as clearly I've said with all the other units, you can link it up with your phone, so I can talk to it with my and control it from my phone. And things like this display telling me how much percentage of batteries left, how long that will last. Obviously, I'm using none at the moment, so it's 11 days worth of power there. Now we'll see that drop as I plug it in. Right, so what it actually has that I can use. First thing, 1, 2, 3, 4 13 amp power outlets. Then the big mama, the 30 amp 3-pin outlet as well. I've got nothing to put in there. Perhaps at work I could have plugged my guillotine into that. Would have been a good idea. 4G module. I guess that's so we can run that and talk to it off the Wi-Fi. These are the input power, so they're just the power from your mains. If you're not getting the solar energy to charge it because it's a bad day, you can obviously still plug it into your mains and charge it up, say, overnight. Coming around the side here, so you see you have the linking arms, and those you would just constantly be using those if you have more batteries. So it all powers back up to the inverter here. This, I have to say, well thought out again. So to me, when I first saw this, I thought a bit vulnerable, you know, you're going to catch that. Oh no, they've one step ahead. They all slide in, which I think is fantastic idea. Whoever thought of that. It's quite a bit of weight there, but you can wheel it round on the wheels it comes with. So that's actually part of it, and it makes life a lot easier. And there we have it. So I would definitely recommend buying the trolley, unless you're permanently going to have it fixed in the house where it's never going to move, then fine. But if you are going to move it about, I've just been doing that, and what a difference it makes. And like my old unit, my old Delta Pro, it has the suitcase handle that comes out. It just saves your bag. So again, another well thought out idea, and I would definitely recommend the trolley. Anyway, I think I like EcoFlows. So as I said, we're going to try and see if we can load this up. Plugged all of those in. So we run AC, and let's see how much units we're going to suddenly zap. Oh, here we go. We have ignition. So it's managing that no problem at all. Now, I've only 2/3 of this one battery charging there, and it's charging all those, and there's an hour and a half charge. So it'll fully charge all of those, which is actually pretty good because it's quite a draw, especially when you're charging the big unit. I know we're up to 3,600 now, so we really are ramping up. So I think we can go more. So my car's here, charger's in. Right, that's that plugged in. I'm expecting this now to fire well over 5,000, 5,500, 6,000, and as you can see, no problems at all. I'm well impressed with that. I'll just charge my car, I think, off the EcoFlow now. So yes, well done. It does exactly what it says on the tin. As I said, if we had additional batteries, the power that we could do, I don't even think we need to be on the grid. So what my intention is, charge everything cheap at night when it's 7p, and then I don't have to use the 4p during the day. So as I showed you how powerful this Delta Ultra Pro is, it's the perfect off-grid solution for your home, whether you're running your air fryer, your coffee machines, the microwave, the fridge, the cooker, you name it, this will run it. Well, after charging with my smaller solar panels, EcoFlow kindly sent me out the larger ones. Now, these are 400 watts input, or maximum 400 watts input from each panel. So basically, those two panels on a really good day when the sun's out would actually power my microwave directly straight into the microwave. So what a difference it made. So the charging times of actually filling up my Delta now is very quick. So not only is an amazing unit, it comes with a 10-year warranty. So to me, that's a win-win. And so we'll definitely be running this at our place. And if any of you are interested in the unit as well, check out the link that Beth will put in. Well, Sunday afternoon, just when you want a bit of rest, and Gav decided now the weather's changed, she wants to get a car out. Don't blame her, lovely looking car. But this is the double garage, and it's just one up and over door. really heavy. It's got a ply backing to it. It's solid. It's not something you can lift very easy. So, easy option. Let's install a electric opener. So that's my next job this afternoon. What can go wrong? Well, a pile of bits. Somewhere in there's a manual. I suppose I should consider reading it. Not that guys ever read manuals. That's the make I'm using in case anyone's interested or thinking to do it. I did look at quite a few options, but this one, yeah, this one for price, I'm hoping it'll be strong enough or to do the weight of this door. I did check that, but let's hope I got my calculations right. So yeah, let's get her out. Thankfully, I'm quite lucky now. I've got a low roof. I'm gonna have to move that light, unfortunately. That's exactly where I need to put the runner, but with PowerPoints, etc. around.
And as you see, it really is as easy as that. Putting the track down, fixings all the way along, into the joists, and then there's the bracket that attaches to the door. It is that simple to do. It doesn't need to be a rocket science to put one of these up, but what a difference it does make. So if any of you are out there in the same position that you're fed up of lifting up the heavy door, definitely, I think it was a couple of £100, and this is going to make Carol's life so much easier. And even coming home at night when she can just pop the door up before she comes in. And it's as simple as that. How much easier is that? Oh, I forgot to, yes. So Carol's moved on from the pool in the garden. She's now decided that the pool down the beach is an even better idea. So as you see, silly girl's got it on top of her car, ready to go. She's like the Batmobile now.
So I don't know if you remember, one of the big jobs that we want to do when we purchased the house last year was to take out this wall and move into the other room. So we basically open up the kitchen, probably add 50% or so more. So basically we create a breakfast room at the other end. I'll just walk you around. It's become a Zach and Zara room at the moment. But we just basically, it's not a properly used room. So we really want to take this wall out and as I said, change it and make it a breakfast room, and then we'll open up the doors there. So we'll put full doors to go out to the garden. A few things we'll have to obviously sort out, like radiators, things like that moving. But the big thing is making sure this is not a supporting wall. One of the things that can help you when we could just drill up into the ceiling and just see which way the joists are going. Another thing that's quite a good giveaway is seeing if this wall carries on up to the next floor. So that's a complete wall right through. Now, if I try and look at it, it's somewhere here, which is what, a third away across that wall. And then as I come across to look upstairs, there is a wall to the left of, I'll try and point this door here, but there's just inside, there's the wall there, and that doesn't line up at all. It's probably somewhere halfway through the door of the kitchen. So that's a good giveaway that isn't a supporting wall, but I'm not taking any chances. A good friend of mine who does this all the time, he's gonna pop round and completely confirm whether that is a supporting wall or not.
So a good friend's been round about the wall, and I'll explain all in the next video.